joining the stream. So we're just gonna be watching some stuff about like nuclear stuff. I'm gonna be talking to the chat. I'm gonna be so we're just watching a video here. I've already watched a little bit of it, but I'm gonna restart from the beginning. The video is called "The True Scale of Modern Nuclear Weapons."
Attention. We are now at DEFCON 1. Security lockdown.
Russian nukes in space.
The country recently tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile.
Hypersonic missiles and aircraft could be the future of warfare.
One of the most powerful nuclear weapons in the world is the B.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this is why America is feared of. This is why we are feared of. It has really nothing to do with about how big nuclear bombs are. Because even if you do send out a nuclear bomb and it's like this big giant nuclear bomb, blah blah blah, that Russia can send out, right? It's the fact of how many you can send out. America has so many nuclear fucking shit, it's fucking crazy. And that's why we are afraid of. That's why they fear us so much in America. It's the truth. Whether you want to believe that shit or not. There's a reason why other countries don't fuck with America, and some of it's because they want to just team up with us because they don't want to fucking fuck with us. Undoubtedly so, I wouldn't either.
B-83 nuclear bomb.
It is
the
not the play.
Of the U.S. arsenal, weighing about 2,400 pounds or 1,000.
See this bomb right here. They're gonna tell you about what this bomb does, okay? Now, who knows of how many bombs that we have of this? We probably have like thousands of these. Thousands. And America is always in the fucking range of We're probably not the best at manufacturing anymore, but we're still up there.
1,100 kilograms and stretching 12 feet or 3.7 meters in length with a diameter of 18 inches or 46 centimeters. It's roughly the size of a small car. But within this imposing frame lies a force of unimaginable
Everybody's kind of tired of getting called dumb in America.
Bomb, meaning it's dropped from
we
an
are
aircraft
still
and
dumb
relies solely
America,
on gravity
not gonna lie,
to reach
but
its target.
We're getting
no rockets
smarter
or
though.
propulsion systems, just a free-falling descent. This might sound simple, but the devastation it can unleash is anything but. Carried by strategic bombers like the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber and the B-52 Stratofortress,
some people don't even know what the B-2 stealth bomber is, bro. Territory.
With a blast yield of up to 1.2 megatons of TNT, the B-83 is approximately 80 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima, which had a yield of about 15 kilotons.
That shit, bro. That shit will
to
blow up.
To put that into perspective,
that shit will blow
imagine
up
the explosive energy
all
of
fucking
1.2
Mount
million
Everest,
tons
man.
of TNT
B-83,
detonating
a big
in a
ass
single
bomb.
moment.
That's bigger than Hiroshima.
But the B-83 isn't just about raw power. It's designed to penetrate underground bunkers, burrowing into the earth before detonating. As for how
look
many
at
of
this
these
shit.
weapons exist,
Look at
well,
that. Now look at that shit. Look how many bombs America has, bro. We could literally just destroy fucking everybody. Holy fucking shit.
Exact numbers are classified. Experts estimate that there are about 650 B-83s.
Jesus
it is
Christ!
Thought there are about 200 B-83
683 fucking B-83s.
83 bombs in active service. This number has decreased over the years due to arms reduction treaties and modernization efforts. In fact, there are plans to retire the B-83 altogether in favor of more advanced, lower-yield nuclear weapons. To grasp the true magnitude of the B-83's destructive power, imagine a single one detonated as an airburst over Beijing, China. The immediate fireball would engulf an area over 4 square kilometers or 1.5 square miles, vaporizing everything within its radius. Buildings would collapse within a 7.5 kilometer or 4.6 mile radius due to the intense blast pressure, flattening much of the city
center. It's like Naruto sending out a big-ass fucking
21 kilometers or 13 miles away, sending glass shards flying and causing injuries even in distant neighborhoods. The thermal radiation would cause third-degree burns to anyone within 13 kilometers or 8 miles, covering an area of over 500 square kilometers or over 200 square miles. In terms of human cost, such a detonation could result in an estimated 1.5 million immediate fatalities and over 3 million injuries, and that's just from a single B-83 bomb.
That's over a million.
The United States operates about 76 B-52 Stratofortress bombers, which were once capable of carrying up to 8 B-83 nuclear bombs. However, by 2010, U.S. Strategic Command removed nuclear gravity bombs from the B-52's arsenal as the aircraft was no longer considered capable of surviving modern air defenses. Today, only the U.S. fleet of 19 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers is tasked with delivering nuclear gravity bombs, including the B-83, with each capable of carrying up to 16 B-83 nuclear bombs. This means the potential for devastation isn't limited to one bomb,
I saw
but
a
could
rocket
involve
getting
numerous
landed by
simultaneous
Elon Musk,
detonations, exponentially increasing the destructive impact. In imagining the true scale of modern nuclear weapons,
I saw it a couple of weeks ago, but I was watching it at work.
A cornerstone of the US and
I wanted
UK
to go home and watch
deterrent.
that shit. That shit's crazy
Unlike
as fuck.
gravity bombs like the B-83,
How the fuck are we
Trident
able to
II
catch boosters?
is a submarine-launched ballistic missile, or SLBM. The Trident II missile is an engineering marvel. Weighing about 59,000 kilograms or 130,000 pounds and stretching 13.5 meters or 44 feet in length, it's a 3-stage solid-fuel rocket capable of traveling over 12,000 kilometers or 7,500 miles. This incredible range allows it to strike targets virtually anywhere on the globe, from submarines hidden deep beneath the ocean's surface.
What's wrong with that?
What truly sets the Trident II apart is its use of multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, or MIRVs. Each missile can carry up to 8 nuclear warheads, typically the W-88, each with a yield of 475 kilotons. That's about 30 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb for each warhead. This means a single Trident II missile can deliver devastating blows to multiple targets across a wide area, effectively multiplying its destructive capability. The missile's guidance system is highly advanced, combining astro-inertial navigation with GPS updates to ensure remarkable accuracy. It's capable of hitting within 100 meters of its target after traveling thousands of miles.
Saw me with the first fucking
Trident II is deployed on Ohio-class submarines for the U.S. Navy and Vanguard-class submarines for the Royal Navy, providing a stealthy and survivable second strike capability that is crucial for nuclear deterrence. To grasp the potential impact of this weapon, imagine a single Trident II missile launched toward Moscow, with all 8 warheads targeting the same area for maximum effect. The combined explosive yield would be approximately 3.8 megatons of TNT. Upon detonation as an airburst, the immediate fireball would engulf an area over 10 square kilometers, or close to 4 square miles, vaporizing everything within its radius. Buildings would be obliterated within an 11-kilometer or close to 7-mile radius, flattening much of the city center. Thermal radiation would cause third-degree burns to anyone within 22 kilometers, or close to 14 miles from ground zero. covering an area of over 1,500 square kilometers or 580 square
that
miles.
fireball radius would
The
be
human
over
cost
1
would be
mile
staggering,
long, dude.
estimated at
Holy
over
shit.
2.8 million immediate fatalities and 4.6 million injuries. And remember, this is from just one Trident II missile.
6 million injuries.
The United States operates 14 Ohio-class nuclear submarines, each capable of carrying up to 20 Trident II missiles. That adds up to 280 Trident II missiles lurking in the depths of the
280
oceans.
Trident missiles?
With each missile carrying up to 8 warheads at 475 kilotons apiece, we're looking at a total of 2,240 nuclear warheads. If you calculate the combined explosive power, it amounts to an astonishing 1,064 megatons of TNT. That's the equivalent of over 70,000 Hiroshima bombs worth of destructive energy concealed beneath the sea. This immense force is constantly on patrol, ready to be unleashed if ever called upon. At number 3 is China's DF-5 intercontinental ballistic missile, specifically the DF-5C variant.
Look at that shit.
This missile is a true giant, standing over 106 feet tall and weighing approximately
DF-5C?
183 tons.
Bro, that shit is big
First
as the
introduced
fucking
in the 1980s,
Statue of
the
Liberty.
DF-5 has remained a cornerstone of China's nuclear deterrent ever since. The DF-5 has an impressive range of up to 15,000 kilometers, or about 9,300 miles, which means it can reach almost any target on the globe from launch sites within China. What makes it particularly formidable is its payload. The latest versions, like the DF-5B and DF-5C, are equipped with MIRVs, allowing them to carry up to 12 nuclear warheads, each with a yield of 1 megaton of TNT. To understand the scale, remember that the Hiroshima bomb was just 15 kilotons of TNT, so each warhead on the DF-5 is about 66 times more powerful. If all 12 warheads were directed at the same target area, the combined explosive power would be a staggering 12 megatons. That's 800 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Let's imagine that a single DF-5C missile launched toward Washington, D.C., with all 12 warheads impacting the same area. The fireball would engulf an area with a radius greater than 3 kilometers or 2 miles, effectively vaporizing everything in that zone. The blast would cause most residential buildings to collapse within a 16-kilometer or close to 10-mile radius, and third-degree burns could affect people up to 35 kilometers or close to 22 miles away. The human cost would be unimaginable. Estimated fatalities could exceed 1 million, with over 1.8 million more injured. What's even more alarming is that this level of destruction comes from just one DF-5 missile. China is believed to have around 20 to 30 DF-5 missiles in its arsenal.
20 to 30.
At number 2 on the list is the Russian R-36 ICBM, better known by its NATO designation as the Satan missile. Developed during the Cold War, this missile is one of the most powerful ever built, designed to deliver massive nuclear payloads across vast distances. The R-36 is a colossal missile, standing over 32 meters, or about 106 feet tall, and weighing close to a staggering 210,000 kilograms, which is close to 500,000 pounds. It's a two-stage, liquid-fueled rocket designed to deliver nuclear warheads across continents, with an operational range of up to 16,000 kilometers or close to 10,000 miles. This means it can reach targets virtually anywhere in the world from launch sites within Russia. What makes the Satan missile particularly fearsome is its payload capacity. It can carry up to 10 MIRVs, each armed with a nuclear warhead ranging up to 1 megaton of TNT. This means a single missile can unleash a total explosive yield of up to 10 megatons of TNT,
Jesus Christ.
About 666 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima, a fitting figure for the Satan missile. Some variants of the R-36 were equipped with a single massive warhead with a yield of up to 20 megatons. That's over 1,300 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb, designed to obliterate hardened targets like missile silos and command bunkers. Now imagine if a single R-36 missile were to detonate over San Francisco with a single 15-megaton warhead. The immediate fireball would engulf an area over 30 square kilometers or 12 square miles, vaporizing everything within a 3-kilometer or close to a 2-mile radius. Buildings would be flattened within a 17-kilometer or over 10-mile radius, decimating much of the Bay Area. Thermal radiation would cause third-degree burns to people up to 40 kilometers or over 24 miles away, covering an area of nearly 4,800 square kilometers or 1,850 square miles. The human toll would be catastrophic. Estimated fatalities could exceed 1 million, with over 1.3 million more injured. And this is the impact of just one missile. Russia is believed to have around 46 operational R-36M2 Voyvoda missiles, the most advanced variant of the SS-18. Each of these missiles can carry multiple warheads, significantly multiplying their destructive potential. With such an arsenal, the sheer scale of power held within these weapons is almost beyond comprehension. Finally, at the top of the list is the Russian RS-28 Sarmat missile, ominously nicknamed the Satan II. This intercontinental ballistic missile represents the pinnacle of modern nuclear weaponry, developed to replace the aging R-36M Satan missiles. The RS-28 Sarmat is designed to evade missile defense systems and deliver massive payloads across the globe. The Sarmat is a 3-stage liquid-fueled missile that weighs over 208 tons and measures over 35 meters, or about 116 feet in length. It's capable of carrying a variety of warhead configurations, including up to 10 heavy MIRVs or 15 lighter ones, along with advanced countermeasures to bypass missile defenses. Its range exceeds 18,000 kilometers, or over 11,000 miles, allowing it to reach targets anywhere on Earth. One of the most concerning features of the RS-28 is its ability to utilize a fractional orbital bombardment system, or FOBS. This means the missile can enter a low Earth orbit and approach targets from any direction, including over the South Pole, effectively bypassing traditional early warning systems that are oriented toward the north. Some reports speculate that the Sarmat could theoretically carry a payload of up to 50 megatons, equivalent to the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful nuclear device ever detonated. While such a massive yield is more hypothetical and not practical for modern military use, imagining its potential impact is sobering. Consider a scenario where a 50-megaton warhead is detonated over New York City. The immediate fireball would engulf an area with a radius of over 5 kilometers or over 3 miles, vaporizing everything within 83 square kilometers or 32 square miles. The intense blast wave would cause heavy destruction up to 26 kilometers or 16 miles away, leveling buildings and structures in more than 2,000 square kilometers or close to 800 square miles.
Russia.
Third-degree burns could be inflicted on people up to 60 kilometers or 37 miles away, covering an area of close to 11,000 square kilometers, or over 4,200 square miles. The human toll would be unimaginable. Estimated fatalities could exceed 7 million people, with over 6 million more injured.
7 million
and this is just from a single
dead?
RS-28 Sarmat missile, assuming the theoretical payload of 50 megatons of TNT. To put this into perspective, when the 50-megaton Tsar Bomba was detonated in 1961, the flash was visible as far away as Norway, over 1,000 kilometers from the test site.
Yeah, a lot of these bombs can't blow
up. A
up
50-megaton explosion over New York City would be visible with the naked eye all the way to Columbia, South Carolina, nearly 1,000 kilometers away. But what does all this mean for us today? Despite Russia's impressive arsenal on paper, recent events have cast doubt on its true capabilities. Russia's new Sarmat ballistic missile, known as the Satan II, reportedly blew up during a test launch, leaving a massive crater at the site. Combined with the setbacks and debacles Russia has faced in its aggressor's war in Ukraine, it seems that Russia might not be as formidable as many once thought, but merely a paper tiger. Yet in a full-scale nuclear exchange, even a few missiles from Russia's nearly 6,000 nuclear warheads would cause unimaginable damage to the United States. But the real challenge isn't about who has the biggest bomb, but about ensuring these weapons are never used. Because in a nuclear war, there are no winners, only a world left in ruins where everyone loses.
This video is a complete chronological timeline of Half-Life and Portal, how these games interact with each other, and with it will.
On December 7th, 1978, the MS München, a German container transport ship, departed the port of Bremerhaven, bound for Savannah, Georgia. This would be its 62nd voyage across the North Atlantic, practically routine to the crew on board. But tragically, it never arrived, nor was it ever seen again. Something claimed this ship, something huge, something deadly, something once believed to occur only once every 10,000 years.
This is
on the list of countries that spend the most money on defense, the United States is at the top, to no surprise. But it's when you combine the next 9 countries' budgets together that the staggering power of the United States truly starts to come into view. Even if you add up all of the defense spending of the other 9 countries, it still comes to less than that of the United States by itself. With an annual budget of more than $900 billion, 2 million plus service members, and over 700 bases spread across the world, the United States is one bear that definitely shouldn't be poked. Pouring such huge amounts of money into defense is one of the reasons that the US is the sole superpower in the world today, currently unmatched and unchallenged in its supremacy, especially when it comes to military might. But what if another country like Russia or China, or even a consolidation of those other top 9 somehow, for some reason, decided to try and take on the USA? Well, here's a few reasons why that would probably be the last mistake they ever made. Reason number 1. You know the US has a large ground force, but it's not just big, it's mind-blowingly huge. By the numbers, the US military includes just over 2 million military personnel and just under 800,000 civilians, making the 2.86 million member military slightly larger than the entire population of Chicago. Compare that to the UK military, which has just under 152,400 total personnel. But it's not just the size of the military, it's the speed with which they can be moved. The Netherlands Marine Corps boasts an exceptional deployment time where they're able to get troops anywhere in the world within 48 hours. But the Joint Army and Air Force-run U.S. Immediate Response Force, they can have troops deployed anywhere in the world within just 18 hours. Additionally, these U.S. ground forces are equipped with the best technology available. Let's start with the now iconic M1 Abrams main battle tank. In service since the 1980s, the M1 Abrams has undergone several upgrades to ensure it remains one of the most formidable tanks in the world. And that's precisely what this tank is. The current fleet numbers around 2,500, with thousands more in storage. In contrast, China has only manufactured around 1,200 of their top tank, the Type 99, over the last several decades. There isn't a single list of the best tanks in the world that doesn't mention this armored marvel, and one of the latest iterations of this tank, the SEP V3 variant, undoubtedly warrants a place right at the top. This tank is powered by a Honeywell AGT 1500 gas turbine engine, which offers 1,500 horsepower and boasts an M256 120mm smoothbore cannon, which allows it to fire advanced rounds with unparalleled accuracy. The SEP V3 also features a modular design that allows for easy upgrades and modifications, ensuring that it remains at the cutting edge of technology for years to come. But perhaps most importantly, the M1 Abrams isn't all talk. This impressive tank has a proven record of success on the battlefield, unlike the aforementioned Chinese Type 99 tank. Just look at the Gulf Wars, primarily taking place in Iraq and Kuwait. The Persian Gulf War was when the M1 Abrams was first tested in combat, and yet not a single tank was taken out by enemy forces. Talk about a grand entrance. The M1 Abrams was later deployed in Afghanistan during the war in Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia during the Yemeni civil war, and Ukraine during the Russian invasion. It's also been modified and exported to Australia, Egypt, Iraq, Kuwait, Poland, and Saudi Arabia, solidifying its reputation as one of the most reliable and effective tanks in the world. The M109 Paladin is another powerful vehicle that allows U.S. ground forces to be so dominant. Now, this vehicle might look like a tank at first glance, but it's actually a self-propelled howitzer designed for long-range artillery support. The self-propelled part comes from a 4-man crew inside the vehicle that chooses the targets and fires the howitzer without the need for external equipment. This means that the M109 Paladin can quickly respond to changing battlefield conditions and provide rapid and accurate fire support to ground troops. Due to how quickly its semi-automatic system fires away and the sheer mobility of the vehicle, once an assault begins, it can hardly be stopped. The M109 had its combat debut in Vietnam. Since then, it's been used by several armies in multiple high-stakes conflicts, such as the Yom Kippur War in the Sinai Peninsula and the Golan Heights, the Persian Gulf War in Iraq, Kuwait, and areas on Saudi Arabia's borders, and the Iraq War in, you'll never guess, Iraq. In each of these conflicts, the U.S. was able to better understand and improve upon the design of the vehicle, experience that other countries, such as the Chinese, don't have with their own vehicles. Hang on for a second, though. If you think the U.S. ground forces vehicles are impressive, just wait until you see the kind of firepower the U.S. ground troops wield directly. After all, they're the ones who often have to face the enemy up close and personal. One mainstay is the M240 machine gun. This formidable, belt-fed, gas-operated medium machine gun can be mounted on aircraft and vessels as well, capable of firing up to 950 rounds per minute. Doing the math, that's nearly 16 rounds per second. Compare that with the Russian PKM, which is able to fire only up to 800 rounds per minute, or just over 13 rounds a second. Therefore, it's easy to see how it can be effective against both personnel and light vehicles, making it a versatile choice for taking out any enemy. Its earliest uses were during the U.S. invasion of Grenada, aka Operation Urgent Fury, and the invasion of Panama, or Operation Just Cause. If you're looking for something similar in firepower but more capable of being carried around by an individual soldier, look no further than the M249 Squad Automatic Weapon, or SAW. Though initially designed in Belgium, the US ended up manufacturing its own version of this powerful light machine gun. With this weapon, you could get a range up to 11,800 feet. You could also get a high rate of fire, typically around 800 rounds per minute. Given how reliable this weapon is, it shouldn't be surprising that it's been used all over the world, including Bosnia, Somalia, and Ukraine. And while machine guns often get the spotlight, this explosive asset is an indispensable part of any soldier's kit, the M67 Fragmentation Hand Grenade. The M67 is undoubtedly one of the deadliest tools wielded by the US ground forces. This grenade has one goal: to inflict maximum damage. The M67 has a lethal radius of about 16 feet, but can cause casualties up to 50 feet away, while dispersing fragments as far as 750 feet. So, when the pin is pulled and the safety lever released, you better find cover fast. The reliability of this grenade is proven by its long time in the service, as it was introduced first in the 1960s. Though the sheer amount of devastation its ground forces can cause is reason enough to avoid any conflict with the US, we're just getting started. This is merely the first reason why you shouldn't mess with the US, and the next 9 are even more staggering. Reason number 2 takes us to the skies, where the strongest air force in the world awaits. The strongest in numbers, capability, and technology. Of course, the numbers are the most impressive part initially, as they give a quick insight into just how dominant the US is in the skies. If you look at the annual Global Firepower, or GFP ranking, which takes a by-the-numbers approach to ranking militaries around the world, you'll see nothing but number 1s across all Air Force categories. Number 1 in total fleet aircraft strength, with over 13,000 aircraft, including over 1,800 jets, about 900 attack-type aircraft, over 600 tanker aerial aircrafts, and a mind-boggling 5,700 helicopters. Not only that, the 13,000 aircraft is more than 3 times bigger than the second-place country, Russia, with only about 4,200 aircraft. And much like the ground forces, the technological quality of the US Air Force is truly something to behold. One example can be seen in the US's fleet of stealth aircraft, such as the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. The first F-22 Raptor took flight on September 7, 1997 in Marietta, Georgia, following 6 years of development. This kind of aircraft is something other countries such as Russia could only dream of. Russia's response to the F-22 was their Su-57, first seen 21 years later in 2018, but the aircraft has seen limited time in combat, including the recent war in Ukraine. It's currently aircraft, such as the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. The first F-22 Raptor took flight on September 7, 1997 in